In the morning, I got a phone call from my mom saying that he was missing and he left his phone and his wallet, but he took the car. And I was like, okay, he's probably just taking a walk, what he usually does. At night, we still weren't getting any notification on where he was. Um, it was in around like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I was in the library studying, and I get a call from campus police telling me to come to my terrace apartment and to get a Skype call from my mom. So I was escorted by a police car, which was frightening. I didn't know like what was going on, and I get the call that my father committed suicide. And at first, I was shook, but I wanted to not show emotion because my mom, my brother were there. And I can tell they were like horrified by the whole thing. So I wanted to be strong for them while they were seeing me. And when they ended the Skype call, and the police officer who was there left, I just collapsed. It was the worst worst moment of my life, to be honest with you. I was in a complete mess. It was awful. I was extremely vulnerable. With that, feeling hopeless, I found like motivation to make him proud, because that was my goal ever. Even when he was with me, it was to make him proud, show him that I can be able to do these things and, make him happy. So I worked a lot harder, and I think I am making him happy doing things I'm doing now. But, just looking back, it was very hard to handle all of it. I started playing tennis when I was around 10 years old, which is kind of late to be a tennis player. But, I started playing at my local racket club. My parents introduced me to the sport. I was playing a lot of different sports back then. But tennis was one of the sports that I was really interested in because, hey, there was no contact, but also because it was a challenge. It was more of a mental challenge than a physical one. And I think it was one of those things that made me a little bit closer to my father. He would actually teach me sometimes. He actually had no idea what he was doing, but at least just hitting with him and getting at least some practice in was really great to hit with him. He was one of the most caring persons in the world. Like he really cared about my brother and I, whatever we were doing. He was just a good man overall. He was one of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life. Losing any family member is hard. And then you just need to be there and have support. And I think that's where the tennis team, my team, came in. They were there for me. Spring break was when it all really came together, and I really felt the love from them. Recent graduate and captain Chris Hayes, he gave everyone these bands right here, and I was unaware of this and that he had these. And when he gave it to everyone, I was completely shocked. Like, I was paralyzed. I couldn't move from the couch. They wanted to give like a team hug, and I couldn't get off the couch because of it. And it's completely worn off now. On the front, it said "Play for LB," which is my father's initials. And on the inside, it said "Go Bombers." And I wear this every day. It means the world to me. Like, the tennis team, they're my family. I'm away from being depressed or upset about it. I'm more into being like motivated by who he was and what he did. And I want to continue being someone who's like him, because I want to be like him. Like, he is my model, he's my icon, he's like my Superman. Like, I look up to him, and I want to keep making him proud.